All right, let's start. Welcome to the Brother Speak podcast. This is episode 2. I'm your gracious host, Brother Speak. If this is your first time listening to one of my podcasts, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll probably be changing the name to the Brother Speak podcast. So if you're watching for the first time, thank you, and like, comment, and subscribe. So I wanted to talk about the title, which is People Twisting My Words on Panels. Now, I've been on a couple of panels recently. I was on BMT's panel, and I was on Bernard Riley's channel, and shouts out to them. But there was something that happened that people were twisting my words and try to fit their particular narrative. And I'm like, that irritates me because it's like, look, you take what I say and you want to twist it to what you wanted to believe when I just said what I said and what I meant to say is what it is. You know, and you see that a lot in a lot of these panels where people say one thing and then people will take it and infer something that you even meant for it to be inferred. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play just my parts of the panel and fair use warning. So I'm going to play, let me look it up right quick. Go back here. All right, let me go into all right, let me find it here. God dang it. All right. Trust me, I'm going to get better with this. My bad. All right, gotta look for it. Let's see here. Nope. So while I'm looking for it, anybody have, if you got any thoughts on the Kamala Harris picking for VP, put it in the chat. My thing on that is it's sad that they're trying to put that. Oops. They're trying to put that as black men really wanted this. And if you listen to like that manosphere and just black people in general, nobody wants Kamala Harris as vice president. I mean, let's just keep it honest. I mean, she's not even black. She's a Jamaican, Asian mix. She's like a mutt, pretty much. I hate to say it like that, but she's like a mutt. She's a mixture of everything. And so I'm like, that was a slap in the face to black women, slap in the face to black men, because it's like, okay, yeah, we want a black woman as vice president. Here's Kamala Harris. She ain't black. She's not ADOS. She's not African American. Shit, she don't even consider she's considered black when she was trying to get the black vote, and she showed that she wasn't about black folks keeping people in prison longer than they're supposed to because she hiding the evidence and shit. So it's like, damn, yeah, this is who you got. You couldn't get Michelle Obama. You couldn't get a black man do the reverse of Obama and Biden. No, we got to get Kamala Harris. Man, that's some bullshit. And then these 100 black men, like they were trying to put P Diddy on there. Like, when the hell P Diddy talk for black people? Man, that's some bullshit. Just straight up bullshit. They're trying to pull her off as a black woman, and she's not a black woman. Then they had this video talking about Kamala Harris, and they just gloss over all her negatives and just focus on her positives. I'm like, man, are you kidding me? Well, there was a scandal in her prosecuting office, but yeah, don't worry about that. Are you kidding me? Well, anyway, let me find it. So, yeah, but that thing was bullshit. And they gonna put it like, well, black men picked her. I'm like, nah, y'all picked this bitch. Nobody, no black man, or the average black man has said, man, I sure want Kamala Harris to be my vice president. No, that's who y'all wanted to pick. Just to shut up the black women. Blaming the black man for it. Slapping both of them in the face. And at the end of the day, she ain't gonna do nothing for black folks anyway. I tell you, man, it's politics, man. It's some it's some such other shit. Okay, so here's a video here with Bernard Riley. So let me look here. I'm gonna go to there.
Online and start further investigating that. They were talking about red pill back then. You know, his name was the infidel guy. He was a black dude.
Let me find where I came in. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Nope. Nope. Where was I? No. Oh, I didn't know Al Curry was on there. Boom. Where was I? Pablo. Okay, let me see here. Collect individually and collectively.
Oh, what do you mean by collectively?
If we start to get our finances together, because look.
Yo, you're supposed to be killing the game right here, man.
Okay, I'm trying to get to that part here. Give me a second. And I think this is it right here. I mean, we can cut out a lot of this these entire arguments, because to me,
hold on. You said if we got our power, you talking about if an individual man got his shit together, he don't have to deal with that kind of shit.
Collect individually and collectively.
Oh, what do you mean by collectively?
If we start to get our finances together, because look about white guys. They don't deal with
black men are in the middle class. Do you know that?
Huh?
How many percentage of black men are in the middle class?
I don't have that number in front of me.
I think it's like 60%. Also, another number you probably don't know. The average white man makes $50K a year. The average white man only makes $10,000 more than the average black man. So that whole collectively get our shit together argument, that's just a way to make it. That's just a way to push the argument out into some realm to where black women are not. This is basically just a way to just scapegoat and just say black women are not responsible.
I'm not saying that now.
Until black men build Wakanda.
Okay, I'm not saying that black women.
Every black man got a $10,000 raise today. That would not make black women go through a metamorphosis and turn into Disney princesses.
Yeah, but that will make. But my thing with that is going with, if you're making more money, you're not going to depend on dealing with these fat hoes. That's where I'm going with that.
Real quick, that's why I said, in a free country, an individual man who got his shit together and his mind right, got his mind right and his money right, and moving the right way, he gonna make sure he not dealing with shit.
So I said collectively, if we're collectively getting our shit together, you're not dealing with these hoes as a collective. Because if you're talking about a lot of these women are overweight and we got to deal with it, it's a collective problem. You can't solve it individually. Yeah, individually, yeah, you can make sure that you're not dealing with this particular woman. But we're talking about as a collective. It's a collective problem so that black men don't have to deal with that collectively. Because let's face it, most dudes who deal with these fat, like really fat chicks, usually are broke. Usually they ain't got shit going on. Now we come together, we provide for each other. We can leave them women alone so that now the bum ass niggas who ain't with us, okay, they can deal with them. That's where I'm going with it. I'm not trying to excuse black women. I'm like, look, let's need to get away from these women. Get away from them. Let's fix our shit so that we don't have to deal with them. We don't have to deal with fat chicks. We ain't gotta deal with these disrespectful fat chicks. That's where I was going with it. But he want to put it as, oh, you're just absolving black women. Ain't nowhere in my statement I said any of that. That's what Bernard is trying to put on me. I'm like, bro, that's not what I said. But let me continue.
Give it some collective vibes when we build Wakanda.
Yeah, we got to do.
All you're trying to do, you're trying to make a long-winded cape and excuse for the fuckery. That's all.
I'm not caping for the fuckery. Okay, but here's the thing. We keep allowing the fuckery because we cannot control it. That's the whole thing. The whole thing.
You can.
Why we have this fuckery out here?
You
cannot control it.
I can tell you exactly why. Because it is a free country, and black women are free. So each individual free black
okay,
man,
so if they're free...
Wait a minute. Each individual free black man does have to choose what he will and will not tolerate with these free black women who are making their free choices to do what they want when they want, because we live in a free country that permits it.
Okay, so if it's a free country, this is what I'm saying. If it's a free country, and we're the ones keep complaining about these women overweight, these women are blaming us, why do we care? Why do we as collectively care if they're blaming us for them being overweight?
Yeah,
if we're not going to, if the goal is changing our image and changing the community, then the first thing we have to do as a collective is get our shit together. Then we can go punish these chicks for being overweight by leaving them alone until we
nothing is stopping a man from leaving out of pocket chick alone right now. Nothing is stopping a man from leaving an open around right now. Whatever a guy sees as a problem, it's nothing stopping him right now from leaving it alone. But one thing but to get to the point that what you're saying.
Okay, which my question would be, okay, if there's nothing stopping you for dealing with these chicks, why the fuck are you complaining about it? That's what my problem is. Like, well, then what are you complaining about? Get your shit together and leave them the fuck alone. But we're talking about if it's a collective problem, then collectively let's solve the thing. Get our shit together and punish these chicks financially, socially. That's what we should be doing. But when you talk like that, black men actually getting their shit together, it always, well, you're just doing it for the chicks. I don't give a fuck about these chicks. I'm like, damn. I always go back to the chicks. Y'all can't do nothing with these chicks. Fuck them. Fuck the chicks. Do something for yourselves. Stop worrying about it. Stop caring. Well, I'm with it. Get your shit together. You don't have to care. Well, individual, but you're saying it as a collective problem. So, well, it's a free country. Then why the fuck are you complaining? Why the fuck do you care? Let me take that back. I'm trying not to say that complain. I understand the general concern. It's not healthy and all that kind of stuff. But again, if it's a collective problem and you're talking about it as a collective problem, then collectively we gotta solve it. If not, what's the point? What's the point of talking about it? Let's just talk about getting our shit together and not worrying about these fat hoes. That's the only thing I don't like. But, you know.
You're saying if we collectively, and I don't think nobody really knows what that means, they just repeat it because a woman said it, and I'm not even going to say the name of the woman who said it. But y'all know. But
now you're trying to say, well, the woman said, there was guys saying that too. Mr. Research has been known to say that. So it ain't just women saying that stuff. See, the thing of it is, they want to put it all on the women. And I'm like, I like Bernard, but that whole thing of you want to put everything on the woman, nah, bro. Some of this stuff is on men. We've been allowing these chicks to do that because there's a lot of, and I said it, look, there's dudes who will stalk these fat chicks. There were dudes who slide in their DMs, calling them queens, calling them beautiful, all kinds of goofy shit because they're thirsty. They ain't got shit going on, and they're thirsty as fuck because they can't go get $200 to go to a goddamn brothel or escort service. And the fact that, guys don't want to take that approach, I mean, you're just sitting up here crying about these women being fat. It's either you're going as collectively, we got to decide what we're going to do about it. Because if it's a problem to the community, because look, the women going to blame you anyway. And and to me, they're partially correct because these guys keep dealing with them, especially when you ain't got nothing, you ain't got shit going on. And some of these dudes I'm like, there should be no reason why you dealing with this fat chick. But when we talk about that collective, oh no, it's the women, they gotta change. No, dude, we gotta change ourselves first. We gotta get ourselves together as a collective. If we're not collectively getting ourselves in power, what are we doing? But yeah, that it is what it is. Black men don't want to do the collective thing and as getting power, helping each other gain power so we don't have to deal with some of the dating issues that we have, and it's like, well, individually they can do that. Okay, then so what's the point of this conversation? It's an individual choice, then let it be an individual choice. Don't make it into a collective problem when it's an individual problem. Let's just make it that way. It's an individual problem. But yeah, that irritated me. So there was another thing that I wanted to go over. Let me look here. Let me go look it up. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, well, and also, yeah, Bernard got his stuff together, broke away from his obsidian, got his stuff together. Looking real nice, though. So I will give him that. It looks real nice. I didn't like the fact that he tried to twist my words, but people have their own opinion. You can't be mad at it. It's their opinion. But I just don't like people twisting my words to make it infer to something that it's not. Just because you think a woman said that, guys have been saying it. Mr. Research has said it a long time. Black men need to hire black men collectively. Get our shit together. He been saying that. Yeah, individually is one thing, but as a group, if we're not fixing stuff, we're just gonna let this stick go on. And that's what it is. Now, give me a second. Let me put myself on mute so I can move a bit. And let me try to find this other video. Okay, I'm back. This next video, this is from BMT, Black Business Minded Talk. Now, this one we're talking about the family versus the village discussion, and I had kind of got on there on the end, and so I was saying the discussion was feeding a hungry child if you see him on the street. Now, I came in because there was a woman on the panel who was saying that what a real man should do and shouldn't do. He wouldn't let a real man wouldn't let a kid starving on the street, and that rubbed me the wrong way because I don't like when women do that. You're not a man. If that's what your man does, that's great. If that's what your man does, that's great. But not all men are going to do that. There's some men who will just let the kids starve and not give two fucks. And if you don't know why that guy is doing it, you have no room to call someone a man or not. I don't like women questioning people's manhood because many a times that same woman probably ain't got an ain't shit nigga around or dating ain't shit niggas and gonna tell you what a real man is. Man, get the fuck up out of here. Let's see. So let me find that part here. Let me go on mute this time. Hold on.
a little test.
Everybody doing today?
We're doing all right.
Okay. I hear a lot about what a man's supposed to do, what a woman's supposed to do, and you know, helping the community. But I think what is not also talked about is the fact that how these people who are giving, really, who are really helping the community, are not protected by the community at large. You see a lot of people who get used up, especially in this society. A lot of men get used up, but when it's time to protect those type of men, the community falters. They don't protect them. They either get arrested, they get used up by guys and girls, using them up for their resources. And then when they have no more resources, they're just pushed to the side. You can look at a lot of black leaders who did a lot for the community. What usually happens to them? They end up old and alone, dying, or getting killed by the dominant society. So if we're going to talk about people helping the community, about this village, then we really need to start talking about protecting the ones that truly want to help the community. Because I can be honest, I mean, you know, it sounds great what Rob B was talking about, that men helping hungry children in the street. The problem with that is that if you're not allowing that man to actually vet the people that he's willing to help, and when he does vet and see this person is not worthy of it, and denigrating his manhood because of it, that's a big problem. And a lot of dudes are looking at that like, okay, so I don't want to help this person because I know this person is just using me. But when you say that I'm not supposed to, when I don't want to help this person because in my mind I know that this person ain't worthy of that help, now you want to challenge my manhood, and to me that's insulting. So if we're going,
go ahead.
So if we're going to talk about people helping the community, building community, then we need to talk about protecting those people. And if they make a decision that this person is not worthy, we're not supposed to shit on the person. At least find out why. Why is he saying that?
Just to a little counter a little bit what you were saying. I understand what you're saying, but I think you and other people.
Now here's where the real Dana is going to twist my words and put it into a dating aspect, which that's not what I was going with it. But it's like every time guys say, I don't want to help, it always go back, well, it's the dating choices and all that garbage. But let's listen.
Are not didn't understand what Raw B was saying, because she was referencing her husband feeding a child that's not his, that may live next door in the neighborhood. So we're speaking from just a random regular child in general. I think you're speaking from a man meeting a woman and trying to get to know her, but he doesn't want to take on that.
And I never mentioned anything about a woman. I never mentioned anything about relationship. I just mentioned helping people in the community. I never mentioned anything about dating. I'm trying to figure out where in my conversation I mentioned anything about dating. It never happened. So, that I'm like, where in my dialogue, anywhere, maybe whoever put the comments in the comment section of this video, where anywhere did I say something about dating or do meeting a woman or anything? I never mentioned any of that. But that's how people interpret their in their mind. You're like, well, he must be talking about dating. I'm like, I'm not talking about dating. There was nowhere in there. It's like, so the only time dudes don't want to help people is in the realm of dating. I mean, there are dudes who don't help kids starving. They don't know who parents they are or not. So they just know who this kid is. He's a brat. Let him starve. Who cares? Like, so, but continue.
Responsibility until he feel as though she's worthy of him helping her with the kid on any type of level. She's talking about a random hungry child on the street. Are you going to feed that child, or you want to say, you know what, that child parent is messed up?
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Well, if I can respond to that right quick. I'm sorry, bro. They're conflating.
She's talking. If you see a homeless, hungry child on the street, are you going to say, here you go, little kid, or you want to just walk past it, but like, but that's the parent's responsibility? She's saying her husband.
Provider. That's the whole.
Listen, first of all, little conservative, you're not listening. You're not listening to me, and I'm talking to Brother Speaks, and I think Brother Speaks know what I'm saying, because it's two different lanes, two different ideology. Raw B was referencing a homeless, hungry kid on the street. You, a man, you don't know that kid, you're not dating that kid, mama, you just see a hungry kid on the street. Either you want to say...
Again, did not mention anything about dating, baby mama, whatever. Never mentioned any of that. I don't know where she get that from. But that's, in her mind, I'm talking about, being like a stepdaddy or something like that. My mind is people generally helping people and getting burned. That's where I was going. And it's not just relegated to relationships. I'm talking about people helping children and other people, and they're getting burned by these people, and they're not, nobody protects them when they get stung. Or somebody have a store in the community and the kids are robbing it, other people are robbing it, nobody helps the guy. So he ends up moving. And then they be shitting on them like, why you ain't helping the community? Well, the community ain't trying to help me. They ain't trying to protect me from shit like that happening. Again, if we're going to help, you want people to help the community, you have to protect those people. Make sure they're safe. That's what I'm talking about. But they want to put it into the realm of dating. I'm not talking about dating. So
That's that parent responsibility and walk past, or you want to say, here you go, little kid. Her husband is the type of man that say, here you go, here goes something to eat. Not going to judge the kid's parents. But if what you're talking about, brother speak, is a man who meets a woman and trying to get to know her. You're saying before you invest, or whether you choose to invest or not in that woman or in her kid, that man, if he chooses not to invest in her, we shouldn't shit on the guy. We're not talking about in a relationship, just in general speaking. If the kid is hungry, you feed the kid if you have it.
Well, actually, that's part of it, but that's not all that I was talking about.
No, that's what she was referencing when she was talking about her husband, because her husband is married to her. So he's not looking to be a provider for another woman's kid. But if he sees a hungry child, he may know the mom ain't shit or the daddy ain't there, but I know this kid is hungry. He lived right next door to me, so I'm going to give this child some dinner.
Now, can I address the issue? I know exactly what was just said here. Now, here's the thing.
Hang on, guys. I only got so much time, but I got to get ready for a video conference with the school. But literally, what I'm seeing right now is definitely there's a lost translation in the village. I never knew
that. BNT said it best. It is a lost translation in the village. There is no village. There is no village. I mean, there's no community here. When people take your words and fit to their own narrative instead of actually listen to what I'm saying. We went back to dating when I'm talking about helping strangers. I don't care about dating. I don't really care about who people. That's a different conversation. I'm talking about people helping people and getting burned, and people should protect those guys and the women. That's where I'm going with it. So it's like you're taking my words and twisting it to your own narrative, and I'm like, that's not what I said. That's not what I was going with it. If I really was talking about an actual relationship, I would have said that. That's not what I said. But yeah, so those kind of things irritate me. Because I'm like, if I said it, just respond to what I said. Don't infer something that happened. Just respond to what I said. Don't add nothing to it. Don't take away from it. Just respond to what I'm saying. And this is what happens on all these different panels. When somebody says something, they want to twist it into their own narrative. And it's like, I didn't say any of that. Oh, that's what that's what you meant. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. Don't put that shit on me. That's not what I meant. I was talking about in general, helping strangers. People should have the choice to choose to help or not, and not have, especially men, and should not be judged on their masculinity because of it, especially from women. Because at the end of the day, a lot of women who say that stuff usually ain't dealing with no man. They're usually trying to use men. So when I hear stuff like that from women and other guys telling me what a real man should be doing, unless you have evidence of being around a real man, don't come to tell me what a real man should do or not. You ain't a man. If you're a woman, you're not a man. And if you're a man, you better have some proof that you actually doing what you say you're doing. Because I'm not about to hear somebody tell me what a real man is and they ain't living the life, especially on fucking YouTube. Because a lot of YouTubers are fake as fuck. Hate to say that. I mean, when you really hear some of these people talk, and then you really looking in real life, you'll be like, damn, this was they were on? They up there scamming people? Doxing people? They ain't married? What the? So, Jesus Christ. That's what's going on out here. They want to twist your words. They want to tell you what you should be doing, but nowhere in their thing they're doing what they say they're doing. It's fucking amazing, man. It's fucking amazing. And I mean, that's the shit that was pissing me off this week. I'm like, I don't like when people just look, the words I say, just take the words what I'm saying and stop trying to twist it into something because you don't want to hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying, men should collectively get their shit together so they ain't got to deal with some of the bullshit that they dealing with these women. Oh, you want to absolve women of the blame. Ain't nowhere in what I said I'm absolving women of blame. I'm saying you ain't got to deal with it as a collective because if you're talking about as a collective problem, then as collective, we got to solve it collectively. I'm not saying all men are going to go with it, but enough of us are going to go with it to where it's not a collective problem. It's just it's a minute point. If you're talking about black women being overweight, I hear you, but this is what the black men got to deal with. Okay, if you say individually, we don't have to deal with it. Okay, well, get your shit together individually. But if you're trying to make it a collective problem for black men, then collectively we gotta figure. Collectively, we gotta fix our shit, so we don't have to deal with it, or we could deal with it in different ways. But oh no, you're trying to make it that we got to build all this and then women will come shit. I'm like, that's not what I was saying, bro. Because you can build it and these women still won't come. That's what it is. You know, they're going to choose what they want to choose. They're going to treat you any kind of way. But do you as a collective want to minimize it? Or do you just want to let it rapidly grow? It's a free country. Then what the fuck are we complaining about? What the fuck are we talking about? I mean, we can't have it both ways where it's a collective problem, but it's a free country. I'm trying to understand that. It can't be a collective problem, but it can be solved individually. Then it's an individual problem. You don't have to date this type of chick. Get your shit together. But we're trying to make a collective problem, then collectively we have to solve it. But that's just me. And then this whole thing with the people helping starving kids and people in need. Look, the village. Here's my thing. If a person don't want to help, That is their choice, personal choice. Nobody's manhood or womanhood should be judged because of who they want to help and who they don't want to help. People should have the right to choose that. And if they choose to want to help, they should have the protection of the village. But the thing of it is, we don't have a village. We don't have a community. We just have people on their own, and people with these lofty ideals that we should be helping people. But when you look in their lives, they ain't helping nobody. They just want to use people. And when they get used up, it's oh well, sucks to be them. It's bullshit. I don't like that shit. And I don't like my words be twisted into something that it's not. And one more thing that was pissing me off, but this is something that's a little. This didn't happen to me on a panel, but this is just stuff that's been happening that is just getting on my fucking nerves. This whole thing calling people incels and gay and all this kind of stuff. I'm just gonna say this and leave it at this. Well, I might do a podcast on that, but calling someone an incel, if you don't personally know this person, you can't call somebody an incel. You can't call them gay. You can't call them a down low person just because they don't want to deal with black women. I've seen that thrown a lot, in particularly to SYSBM. SYSBM, guys in the black man's field, red pill guys. I'm like, look, if I don't see a dick in some dude's ass or some dude's mouth, I'm not going to call him gay. I'm not going to call him down low because I don't know. I'm not going to call somebody an incel because if I don't personally know if this dude is fucking chicks or not, I'm not going to say it. All you're doing is trying to challenge some dude's masculinity when you're doing that. That's what women do. I don't. If I how are you gonna know he's an incel? What? Because how he act on YouTube? Everybody has their persona on YouTube to a degree. Even my persona on YouTube is it's how can I say this? I think it's more my personality is tuned up a little bit. Oops. Sorry, y'all. That was my alarm on my Surface Pro 7 by Microsoft. But as I was saying, you can't say someone's an incel or down low or whatever unless you actually see pictures and all kinds of stuff. Otherwise, you're just challenging someone's masculinity for no reason. Because you don't like the fact that they're talking about black women. Okay, there's a lot of stuff black women should be criticized about. Sorry, not sorry. A lot of the stuff they've done in the media, on social media, it deserves to be criticized. Now, do some dudes take it too far? Yes. But to call somebody an incel or down low and all that kind of stuff, come on, man. You're just challenging someone's masculinity. And if you're doing that to me, that makes you less of a person. That's just to me. I would never challenge someone's manhood like that. I can't. I don't know them. I don't see them. I don't know them. Yeah, well, he talk about black women a lot. So And that's why it's being, he must be on the down low. What? No, bro. No, bro. Now you challenge someone's manhood. Let's not do that shit. If you want to say that they have a problem probably with their sexuality, in the sense of, they're spewing all this hatred for black women, I can ride with that, because having that much vitriol for a particular type of woman, that I would think that would affect someone's manhood, to someone's sexuality. You're not gonna have a proper relationship with a woman that way. But to go so far as saying that gay, sissy, bim, and all that, come on, man. Let's not go there. That you know better than they are. Calling black women strags and all that stuff. I'm not with that. So that's just my point. That was kind of pissing me off too. And one of the people that I like listening to, D. Durrell, started doing it too. And I was like, why? Man, look, I know you don't like the SYSBM crowd, but god dang, let's not go into that whole calling people gay and kind of stuff. It just, to me, it's like, at that point now, you're just trying to challenge people's masculinity, and to me, that's a woman trait. I don't like when women do it, because, as I said, if you look at that woman's background, she's probably dated dudes who's probably on the down low and stuff like that. They just trying to insult those guys just because they don't like what they say about black women. I don't like when women do it. I definitely don't like when men do it, because it's just like, I don't like that shit. I just don't, man. It just bothers me. But anyway, that's it. I'm not gonna stay on too long. So, with that said, this is episode 2 of the Brother Speak podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and y'all have a good day. And we're out.